Hi, I'm Strength and Conditioning Specialist Mike Mejia, and welcome to my latest series here on Inside Lacrosse called Sweat the Small Stuff. In this series of articles and videos, I'm going to be talking to you about the importance of strengthening some lesser known areas that often get the short end of the stick from a training standpoint. Now, if you're like most athletes, I bet when you hit the gym you're really good about doing things like squats and deadlifts and Olympic lifts and med ball slams and all that cool stuff. But are you necessarily taking the time to hit some lesser used areas, like say the muscles that surround your neck, or the areas surrounding your wrist or your ankles? Because believe it or not, they may seem insignificant, but they're absolutely crucial to your ability to perform as an athlete and avoid injury. So we're going to kick things off in this first installment where I show you some great neck strengthening exercises. So let's go ahead and take a look at those drills right now. To kick things off with our neck strengthening exercises, we've got one of my favorite drills. It's called the chin tuck. Now for these, all you're going to need is your own body and a wall. Simply position yourself near the wall with your feet out away from it a little bit so that you can lean back against the wall. Start by dropping your shoulders down, keeping them nice and relaxed, and your chin looking straight out about parallel to the ground. Now from here, what we're going to do is retract the chin back, bringing the back of the head into the wall, hold for about 5 seconds, and then relax and return to the starting position. So we retract that chin straight back, and then relax through. I will usually tell my athletes to think about a cash register drawer closing, and that's the same kind of motion you want to envision when you're drawing that chin back to the back of your head. Now what we're getting here is we're getting a nice strengthening effect in the front of the neck, and we're also helping to stabilize those muscles in the upper thoracic region so it can really help improve neck stability. And that's the chin tuck. And you want to hold each repetition for about 5 seconds, and you want to do this anywhere from 6 to 10 repetitions. You can even do this one multiple times per day. So it's a really good postural exercise in addition to being a great neck strengthener. Alright, our next neck strengthening drill is just a simple neck flexion exercise. Now here what we're going to do is use gravity to provide the resistance. We're just going to use the weight of your own head. You're going to lie down on a bench. You want to set yourself up so that your head and neck are just off the bench. From there, place your hands where comfortable, keeping your back flat, and allow your neck to go down into extension but not hang. From here, we're simply going to bring that chin up, just past the parallel position, hold for a second, and then back down into a controlled extension again. Now here we're strengthening the muscles on the front of the neck to flex the neck. And we don't want to go crazy in terms of reps here. We want to do anywhere between about 6 and 10 repetitions when you're just starting out. This would be a very tough exercise when you are first just starting to strengthen your neck. Now down the line, when you get a little bit stronger, you can add some manual resistance here, but just placing your hands across your forehead. And now you can just provide resistance as you come up, making sure to use a nice controlled motion and giving yourself resistance both on the way up and on the way down. And that's a nice simple neck flexion exercise. Our next exercise is going to work on the opposing muscles that are on the back of the neck that work to extend the neck. So we're going to do a little neck extension here by getting down in position, prone on a bench, positioning yourself to the point where the head and neck hang off. From here you'll start with your hands across your back, and we're going to go from a position where the head is hanging forward. We're going to lift up just past that parallel position and then back down again. Nice and easy here, no momentum, really trying to get into those muscles that extend the neck on the back side of the neck. We're making sure not to use momentum, not flinging the head up into the air here. We're also not hyperextending, meaning that we're bringing ourselves into a position where we're looking forward. All we want to do here is go from that flexed position up just slightly past parallel. You don't want to go crazy in terms of reps here either. Anywhere from 6 to 10 repetitions will do, holding each one for a second or two at the top. And then when you do get stronger down the road, once again you can add extra resistance by simply using your arms and giving yourself a little bit of resistance as you extend up, as well as resistance on the way back down as well. And that's how you can strengthen the neck extensors. In addition to strengthening your neck and flexion and extension in just a straight up and down position, we also need to work what's known as lateral extension. So here we're going to position ourselves on the bench. A little bit of a tricky setup here. We're going to get down to a position where everything on the body is stacked. Now what you're going to do here is allow the head to drop down sideways.
So here I'm getting a really nice stretch in the outer portion of my neck on the left side as well as into the top of the shoulder. I'm going to keep this hand here to keep the shoulder grounded down. And then from here, I'm just looking to come up slightly past parallel. Now we're not trying to rotate at all here. So basically what I'm doing is bringing my right ear off of my right shoulder, bringing my left ear towards the direction of my left shoulder. What I wouldn't want to do in this position is turn my chin down this way and rotate here necessarily. We're just looking to keep this completely lateral for now. We'll work a rotary exercise in just a moment. And again, about 6 to 10 repetitions per side, making sure to hold the top of each one for a second. In terms of adding resistance as you get stronger, simply take the hand, place it on the outside of the head, and then give yourself gentle resistance as you extend up, and resist as you push the head back down. You really want to be careful with the amount of resistance you give here. You don't need a lot to get a really good strengthening effect, especially if you're just starting out. And that's how you strengthen lateral extension of the neck. Alright, our final drill is going to work on rotational strength in the neck. For this one, we're once again going to use the bench. And we're going to get down into that same position where we have the head and neck hanging off the bench. And now from here, we're going to lift up into a nice neutral position. Now right here, the muscles in my neck are already working pretty hard just to hold me in this position. And from here, what I'm going to look to do is basically just say no really slowly. I'm going to rotate my head to one side, bring it back up and through, and then take it over to the other side. Now the thing you want to do with this drill, besides move slowly, especially at first, is make sure that you're staying in that nice neutral plane and you're not allowing your head to drop down below the level of the bench. Even though we're not adding additional resistance to this one yet, my neck is working really hard just to keep me from drooping that head down and being able to rotate from one side to the other. If your range of motion isn't that good in the beginning, you can work on improving it over time, but you will definitely get an excellent strengthening effect here, and that's how you work rotational strength for the neck. Now you can also provide a little bit of extra manual resistance for rotational strengthening when you get stronger. I just find it's a little bit easier to do in an upright position than lying down. So for this one, what you do is sit up straight and tall, and we're going to work one side at a time here. So if I wanted to strengthen turning my head to the left, I place my hand right outside about on my left temple, and then I'd use my left arm and shoulder to resist as I turn my head to one side, and then resist me pushing my head back. So you're not only resisting on the way out, but now I'm applying a lot of force with that left arm as I push my head back to center. Keeping my chin on a nice even line parallel to the ground and rotating through. And then you would simply repeat that to the opposite side for those same 6 to 10 reps. But once again, that's when you get a little bit stronger. Start out with the lying exercise where you're just working against gravity and improving range of motion first. Alright, so that does it for part 1. Don't miss part 2 where I'm going to show you some terrific drills to help improve ankle mobility and stability. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. I'll see you right here next time on Inside Lacrosse.